Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney. This is going to be a reading for the Divine Feminine. I've been picking up on really heavy energy today, so I just wanted to do a reading for you. The energy that's coming up is that you're really struggling with going through no contact with your person. You could have just gone through a breakup, or you could have been in separation for maybe up to a year. So I'm gonna say that it's pretty recent, like it's still really fresh. You've probably been struggling with like maintaining your emotions. I feel like you've been struggling to regulate. I think you are wanting to regulate your nervous system, but you are in a state of panic. And I have so much empathy and compassion for that, because even though we are spiritual people, you may resonate with being an empath, with being a starseed, with being a divine feminine. And even though you have a very rich life spiritually, I feel like, by the way, I'm gonna do my best to include like some timestamps or pin a comment so that you can skip past all of this. But I just want you to know like who this reading is for, so that you know if this is your reading or not. But when you're a spiritual person and you know the tools, you've taken classes and courses and trainings, and you're a yogi, and just you have a relationship with God, with spirit, with the divine, and you've been working on that for a really long time. But then when you go through times of intense crisis, like the death of a loved one, of a pet, of going through a breakup, of losing your job, it actually starts to feel really hard to even use those spiritual tools, because you're so dysregulated that it feels impossible. So this reading is to support you in the time that you're going through. We'll see if there's any messages that come through in regards to your situation. But for the most part, this reading, it's intended to support you in regulating your nervous system, to support you in feeling soothed, to support you in just being able to even continue for one more day, because I know how agonizing that feels. So if that resonates with you, then this might be your reading, or there may be some messages here for you. So we're going to start with the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And first, I just want to go ahead and set some intentions. If you want to take a couple deep breaths, and just do your best to ground and center yourself, even just somewhat. You might be crying. You might have found this reading in a moment of intense spiraling, and maybe this is God having this message show up on your feed to sit with you, to help hold you, to help comfort you in this time of intense grief, and in this time of very intense dysregulation, if that's a word. So I just really wanted to get all of that out, and I send you love, and I pray for you. I pray that your angels, that your ancestors, that your guides, everyone that has your highest and best good as their intention for you, that you might be comforted during this reading, that the messages that you need to hear, that they come out for you. And I just pray that the Holy Spirit comforts you during this time, okay? So let's go ahead and, now we've already kind of set the tone for the reading. So I'm pretty sure you know if this is your reading or not. But we're going to pull some cards from the Soul's Journey lesson cards. And see what messages Spirit has for you in regards to what you're going through at the moment. Spirit, what messages do you have for the reader? Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. What other messages do you have? That was too many. What other messages, Lord? Make it clear. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Doubt. I release the need to know all of the answers. And loneliness at the bottom of the deck. I know that I am never alone. So I think that what you're going through right now has really affected like your vision. Your vision as far as like your third eye, to be able to see and know and trust that what is happening is actually for your greatest good. Regret, you know that you can't change the past. I'm sure you are experiencing feelings of wishing that you could go back and change some things, right? Like when things happen, it's always a two-way street. So I'm sure, being the beautiful, empathetic person that you are, that you're looking at your side of things, like the things that maybe you've done, maybe decisions, maybe thoughts, maybe energy that you have contributed to the situation that might have resulted in where things are right now. Relationships, I do feel like this has to do with a relationship. I think that you're struggling with the loss of a relationship, maybe not even wanting to admit that it is lost, right? And doubt, I release the need to know all of the answers. So I think you're going through a lot of doubt at the moment as well. And the loneliness, I know that I am never alone. I think that right now you're definitely feeling very by yourself, and maybe it's hard for you to focus on the lighter things of life right now. I know that like as you're sitting in really difficult emotions, sometimes it's recommended that like you spend time with a friend or watch a movie or like do something that kind of gets you out of that space. But when your peace has been rocked, you know, it's hard to even put your energy into healthy things because you're just so focused on the failure of what's not working. It's hard to even find gratitude. You're doing your best because you're going through such a moment of change, but like you feel like you've lost love in your life, and even just the discipline to focus on positivity or find gratitude or spend time with friends. It's like you're going through such a massive, what feels like death. Like it's like you feel like you're dying. I'm actually not sure if like these words I'm really able to use on YouTube like that, but I really just want to put it out there because I feel like that's the energy of what you're experiencing. Like you feel like you're going through a death. And in this moment of even when you found this reading, it's like you're really trying to be courageous. You're trying to find some sort of balance for yourself so that you can go through this period of growth. But I think you're experiencing like maybe even some denial about what has happened. Maybe you want to manifest something different. So let's go ahead and pull some tarot. Let's pull some tarot cards for God to even talk about the reason for this separation, which I think you know. I feel like you've been in a very unhealthy dynamic for a really long time, and so I think you knew intuitively that there needed to be a separation, but you were having a hard time actually following through with that. And so Spirit caused a tower moment in your life for that to actually happen. So let's go ahead and pull some cards as far as the reason for this. Lord, talk to us about that, because let's pull a little bit more. Pull a little bit more about the reason. I'm gonna have to cover up this sun card so we see it. Okay. We're talking about the reasons for this. Okay. So there needed to be a change in your thinking and in your mind. I hope that you're enjoying hearing the birds outside. I live in Bali, Indonesia. I actually moved here after going through pretty difficult tower moment myself. So again, I have so much empathy for you here, my friend. So I think that you needed to go through a really big shift in your mind. There is an awakening where you were called to go through this experience because you needed to learn something about the way that you have been moving. You have been giving more than you've been receiving to a relationship. The relationship was very imbalanced, and so Spirit has come in. There's a scripture that says that when it's something about like when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord like lifts up a standard. So I feel like spiritually, like the divine had to come in to cause this disruption in your life because there was significant imbalance. You were giving way more than you were receiving, and it wasn't contributing to your happiness, but it was contributing to a spiritual awakening that has caused this separation. And the Lovers was at the bottom of the deck. So that's still telling me that the underlying energy here has to do with a relationship. And I do feel like it was a divine connection. But I feel like maybe this other person just really had some growing that they had to do. They had some learning that they had to do. and it was affecting your movement. And so there had to be this separation. I want to ask, I want to be very careful about the questions that I ask, because we're not looking for like yes or no answers, right? We're looking for clarity. We're looking to affirm what we are experiencing. But I feel like you want to know if there is any potential for repair of this situation. But I'm not going to ask that question. I want to go deeper than that. What is it that you feel like you need out of this situation? What is it that having this situation feels like it is going to fix or resolve within yourself? What do you feel like this relationship or this thing that you want, what do you feel, what do you think it's going to heal? And even deeper than that, basically, like, what are you running away from? Movement. I think that maybe you're afraid to move forward. Let's pull some more cards. With the Queen of Swords, I'm getting like as if you don't want to be like mean or something. I think you think that this situation is going to help ground you. I think that you're looking to this situation because you feel like it's going to make you feel more powerful, stronger. But even with how it's the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, as if like it's not like a match. I'm noticing a mismatch here, and I'm also noticing like the Queen of Swords on this level, whereas before we were on the level before that. So it's like I'm seeing that as if there's something on different levels here. What else is having this relationship? What does that feel like it's going to solve for you? As if you won't have to be like trying so hard. I feel like you're like defending your happiness right now and wanting clarity and wanting to feel grounded and secure. Tell me more. I think you think that this is going to help you like get rid of anxiety, as if having this person or having this thing is going to resolve your worries. Give me one more. I think you think that this is going to as if like change the trajectory of your life. What's interesting also, I'm noticing like the 9-10, which is like completions and then like endings and new beginnings. And I'm even seeing 7, 8, 9, 10, like things are, there's a buildup that's happening here with what's going on, and it's actually helping to create some balance in your life with this Temperance card. The sun is actually about to start to set soon, so half of my desk is feeling a little dark. I'm not sure if this light will help. I think you don't want to be alone. I think you know how powerful you are and how amazing you are, and I'm even getting like destined for like greatness, but you don't want to do that alone. I think you want a partner, but yet there's been a lot of mismatched energy. And I'm also getting from the reading that I did earlier, I feel like this is ancestral. Like this is something that your ancestors have gone through as well. And so you don't want to repeat the same cycle. You don't want to stay in that defensive energy. You don't want to feel tormented by this. You want there to be a change in the cycle, as if like you can actually have this happiness and fulfillment. So now I want to ask, is there actually benefit? Hold on. I actually just felt the urge to pull one more from this card as far as the soul's journey lesson. What do you think that this situation is going to provide? I am the same as everybody, but with different changes. Clarify. What do you feel like this is going to provide you? Why are you chasing this relationship? Why are you chasing this manifestation? What do you think it's going to give you? What do you think it's going to give you? Something really specific wants to come out. What does the viewer think that this is going to give them, Lord? I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. I think that you want love, as if you think that like going through this suffering, and I'm seeing like all the red too, I think that this is like a root issue. I think that this has to do with like your safety and feeling secure. You feel like this relationship is going to give you a new beginning. And I think that you feel like it was normal to go through this unhealthy and completely toxic dynamic. But with the moon card here, I think that it's interesting that we're under the energy of a Cancer new moon, but then the moon does relate to Cancer. I think that this time is actually illuminating a lot for you in regards to some really deeply seated subconscious programming that you have in regards to relationships. In your lineage, I think that when it comes to divine feminine energy, the feminine has felt like they have to be in the masculine, as if you cannot trust the masculine, as if the masculine has been unavailable. So you've actually been going through a time where you've been healing the feminine energy within yourself. Intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, receptivity. Trusting your intuition as far as even why you entered this situation to begin with. It was a spiritual awakening. It was, you felt called, you felt pulled, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, because you were meant to go through a transformation that I think you've been resisting because you want this situation to work out so badly. But there's a new beginning that's coming here, and it's actually going really slow. And this time of chaos and confusion is assisting to give you a different perspective here. Actually, God is telling me to keep these cards here because they might come back out for clarity and confirmation. So what else do we need to know here, Lord, about this relationship? I feel like you want but you're in no contact. I think you're in a no contact situation right now, and you probably really want to hear like messages from your person. We're not going to get specific messages from your person. We're going to ask God, we're going to ask Spirit, what is it that you need to know about the person that you are in separation with? What do you need to know about the person that you are in separation with? That there is a cycle that is being completed here. I have to cover up this card, you guys. This naked lady, there's boobies. So, what do you need to know about this person that you're in separation with? That there is a cycle that is completing. What else do you need to know? Ten of Pentacles. I think that maybe this person does have to do with, wow, very, very interesting. So the fact that the World is the 21 card, and then we just got the 10 of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck is the Justice. 10 and 11 is 21. So that's 21, 21. Threes can be very significant. The number 21 can be very significant. The number 11 can be very significant. I just like rolled my eyes. You can't even see it on camera. But I believe that, I think that you were meant to complete a cycle with this person, and interestingly enough, I feel like this person does have something to do with your future and with your legacy, or because that is actually really hard to even hear those types of things when you're in separation, because it's not about coming back into union with this person, right? This is about you, and this is about what you need to know. But I do feel like there is a message here that it's really hard for me to say, you know, because it just, when the heart feels really heavy like this, I don't want to give like false hope, but I am getting the feeling that there is a cycle that's being completed with this person, and that this person has something to do with your ultimate happiness and fulfillment. But, or with like your legacy and something like that, as if you're supposed to be building something with this person, with the 10 of Pentacles. At the same time, this could also be looking at the fact that you were meant to complete a cycle, that this person was brought into your life to help you complete a cycle and to catapult you towards your legacy and your purpose and what you were supposed to be here building in life. What else do you need to know about your relationship with this person? 7 of Pentacles. A lot to do with your money. A lot to do with your money. I feel like this person, and then the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you and this person were meant to go through a time of separation, and it was to give you time to reflect on everything that you've put into this, because you put a lot of time, you put a lot of energy. I feel like you've put a lot of money. I feel like you've put a lot into this person, and this person was to come into your life to help you reflect, this person was brought into your life to help you see what you contribute, like what you bring to the table is what I'm hearing. What else? The Queen of Cups, this person was meant to come in so that you can see how nurturing you are. With the Devil at the bottom of the deck, this person was meant to come into your life to show you your limiting beliefs. I think this was a spiritual contract. Queen of Pentacles is under that. This person was to come in to show you where maybe you needed to be a little bit more grounded, emotionally nurturing to yourself, like to help to show you what you need. What else? High Priestess. Hilarious. It came out upright, but then I picked it up in reverse. I feel like that's a message. This person was meant to come in to show you where you have not been listening to your intuition, where you have been allowing anxieties, worries, like defending your position, where that has actually been disconnecting you from your intuition, because you're a very highly intuitive person. Queen of Cups next to the High Priestess, like you're super intuitive, but you've been resisting your own power because you feel like you need this other person, as if you need this other person to complete you. I feel like it has a lot to do with your self-esteem, feeling worthy, feeling deserving of the things that you desire. Why is that? Why is that? Why do you have a hard time seeing your beauty? Why is it that you have a hard time with this Nine of Pentacles energy, as if you resent thinking that you have to do it alone? I think other people in your family, again, this came out in the reading earlier, as if you haven't had that example of healthy relationships. So I think that there's been an energy of forcing it. You feel like it's something that you need, and why? There's a little bit more as to like what this is showing you. Yeah, so that's why I put the cards back. To be able to have a new beginning, to trust, to be able to take a leap of faith. And I'm getting on yourself, because this person, the Fool's Journey, right? The tarot, it's based off of the Fool's Journey, like your lesson in going through life. I feel like you have been afraid to go at this alone, because you feel like with that loneliness card that we saw earlier, as if you're going to be alone forever. And I'm seeing double eights at the bottom. This was very karmic. This was very karmic. Like this was meant to happen to show you how to be able to walk away, and also to be able to put the energy that you so lovingly and freely give to others, and put that energy into yourself, to be able to master yourself, to be able to build something for yourself. 88 could be symbolic. I'm getting that August can be symbolic. The Lionsgate portal, August 8th, and there's actually going to be, I believe, a full moon around that time. Full moons can be very symbolic for you. You could be dealing with a Cancer. There's a lot of earth energy here, though, so you could be dealing with what is that? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You could be like a Capricorn rising. You could be a Capricorn. I want to put these to the side for some reason. I feel like we're going to wind up coming back to that. This transformation, it's like life has been asking you to transform. And intuitively, you know that, but I feel like you're resisting it because you think that in letting go of this thing that you want means that you're giving up on it, or that you're not going to get it. So what kind of messages can we get, Father God, about what kind of messages can we get about how to allow this transformation to happen? Because it's not something that you're going to be able to force. It's something that is going to be allowed, right? That's getting back into that yin energy to receive, right? To receive the goodness of God, to receive what God has for you instead of trying to force it. I think that this is something that you've wanted for your family, that you've wanted for yourself for a really long time. And so you're coming, that's that Seven of Wands energy. It's like you're trying to do it yourself. What's going to help? So having structure, there's something to do with learning here. This is a spiritual contract. This is something spiritual that's been going on. So I think you're going to have to continue to heavily rely on the unseen. I'm also recognizing the High Priestess and the Hierophant being out here. So I do believe that maybe you are counterparts with this person. What's going to help you in releasing this Nine of Wands energy, this wounded warrior? Like, this is just still showing how there's something that you're holding on to when it comes to releasing, like, you having to do this. So God, what messages can you give us that can support my viewer today about you? Like, you've done all the work that really you were supposed to do. Now it's about allowing. Now it's about allowing. So can we get a potential, like, outcome? What is there to look forward to once we can loosen our grips and allow the healing that's meant to happen from this relationship? Okay. You're going to be releasing this chaos and confusion. You're going to be releasing this fight as if, like, this is going to get sorted. This is going to get sorted. This is being sorted. Tell me more. The Star card, which I am again not able to show. Your hope is going to be restored. I'm getting that your hope is going to be restored here. I think that's really hard right now, and maybe with how you're feeling, as if your wish can be fulfilled here. I'm even getting, like, childhood dreams. This is like a dream that you have. Maybe you, like, dreamed of getting married. What else, Lord? As this continues to be released from your body, as the process of this release continues to happen, I think that you are going to be able to see a future for yourself. Right now, I feel like you're not able to see a future without this person. You are going to feel confident. You are going to get back to a state of feeling confident and secure in your creations, the passion that you have about life is returning, will return. Clarity, you're going to receive so much clarity after going through this situation about your purpose. The Ace of Wands reversed at the bottom, which is giving me that 11 energy again, ascension. But you're going to be receiving clarity about your purpose, whereas right now you're not. You're feeling like you're questioning your purpose. What other messages do you have about this relationship? Wow. I mean, I feel like we're getting like all the 10s here. Cycles completing. The 10 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. You are completing something here. You're not going to be juggling. You're not going to be struggling to balance this anymore. Like, this is coming to an end. This is coming to an end, and you're going to have fulfillment. The fulfillment that you desire actually is coming. I know it doesn't feel like that right now. What else can you tell us about this separation? We're seeing a lot of doubles here, by the way. We've got 9, 9, 10, 10, 8, 8. That's 8, 9, 10. Look at how things are progressing. Like, things are moving forward. Magician at the bottom of the deck. You have everything that you need. You're manifesting something here. And I believe you're actually manifesting this person because you have not been able to get this off your mind. Again, I wanted to be very mindful about the questions that I want to ask here. What else can you tell us about this connection? The Knight of Wands. Something is moving. Something is moving with this connection. I believe that you both are very passionate for each other. And then interesting how I can see the Knight, the Queen, and the King. I think you both are like building confidence here. There's some inner work that needed to be done when it comes to valuing yourself, when it comes to your self-confidence, when it comes to your self-worth, and really balancing that energy. What else can you tell us about this connection? 8, 8, 8, 8. The 8 portal, the 888, the Lionsgate portal is very significant. I think something is going to happen in regards to healing, potentially in August, potentially around the 8-8 portal. 8 also is a number, a very karmic number, relates to the 8th house, death, transformation, rebirth. There's a transformation happening within this connection. What else can you you know what? Healing. Yeah, Chiron. There is a lot of healing that's happening here. I think you guys hurt each other. I think you both triggered each other. You both hurt each other. And you needed to separate so that you could heal. What else can you tell us about this connection? Yeah. 999. We've got 888. We've got 999. It's so many cards out. I can't even see if we have multiple 7s, but 89 can be significant for you. But you both had to get into this hermit energy. You both had to go through a period of seeking answers within. You both had to go through a time of healing so that you could forgive each other. The 9s have to do a lot about forgiveness. We're in a 9 year, 2025 adds up to 9. Because you both were holding on to some grievances. So you had to go through the separation. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to come back together, but just for you, because I understand what it feels like. God, what can you tell us about like the future of this connection? That there's going to be a new beginning. There might be an offer. Once this person goes through some healing, they might come in with some sort of an offer. I'm also getting that this person maybe owes you money. That's not for all of you, but that's what I'm getting with the Page of Pentacles. I also believe that you guys are going to be able to potentially build something here. What else can you tell us about the future of this connection? Six of Cups. I think that you actually, oh my God. I really, again, I don't want to give false hope, and I understand what this feels like, so I'm just being really, really mindful of my words here, but I cannot ignore the cards and the messages. But I think that, because Six of Cups is like a card of nostalgia, I think that there might be some coming together in the future here. Or this could be like needing to let things go, right? I mean, like the future of this connection, though. Tell me more. Tell me more about the future of this connection. Wow. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. A renewal, when it like an emotional new beginning, and collaborating and building something. I want to pull something from the Soul's Journey lesson cards about the future of this connection. Honesty. This person might come in and be honest with you, no longer be in their ego. We've got pride reversed here, that there's purpose in this connection. Being patient. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Death at the bottom. There's a transformation happening here. Talk to us about the future of this connection. Hilarious. Conjunction. A union, merging, and a coming together. I mean, you cannot even make that up. Conjunction in astrology, when planets are next to each other, it's a union, a merging, and a coming together of energies. So the future of this connection, we're getting a conjunction. Chariot of Ascension, spiritual work of the higher initiate. I'm getting movement, the Chariot card, movement, forward movement, ascension, as if you both are ascending, you both are learning here. One more message about the future of this connection. 4 nines. 4 nines here. We've got the 9 of Cups, so that's completion, emotional fulfillment. I think that you both are coming into this 9 energy. I think that you both are healing. I think that you both are becoming more independent, but I think you both are also realizing how much you mean to each other. And if this person was very immature before, I think that they're really doing their best to come in with this King of Cups energy, that they're working on opening up their heart. I think this person might have had like a blocked heart chakra, and this person is going through healing. They're moving their emotions, and they're wanting to come back in with this King of Cups energy. No longer holding on to the past, no longer holding on to their self-limiting beliefs and holding themselves back from you and from this connection. It's another 8 here. Because they want union, because they want to come home, and you feel like home to this person. And I believe that this person also feels like home to you. They don't want to be out in the cold anymore. And I feel like Spirit is doing a lot of heavy lifting on your behalf here. So have faith. Optimism, exploration, and freedom is coming up here. So I hope that this message helped, and I'm sending you so much love, so much love, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.